signed in with decent people. No wonder we've no law and order left in this country.
Just a minute, mister. We have to ask the man some questions.
Why don't you put them in jail then, instead of all this talking?
You got some information for us? We'll get to you. Just hold your horses.
We want law and order, and we want it now.
Don't pay any attention to him.
That kind of got to be done away with.
You want law and order, mister? Just wait your turn.
What is he talking about?
There's this place, Phoenix House. It's a group of ex-drug addicts. Took over an old brownstone around the corner. They just moved in. So all the people in the neighborhood don't understand. They're nervous. Anything goes wrong around here, they automatically blame these people. They're trying to reform. They seem all right.
How do you know that?
Well, they come in here sometimes. They behave themselves. Why pick on them?
We're not picking on anybody, Mr. Mahoney.
If it comes to that, there's lots of bad characters around here. I mean, this neighborhood isn't exactly Park Avenue.
Rob a store? I got no idea who'd do anything like that. You got any ideas, Chicky? Idea of what? Any ideas who would do a thing like that, dummy? He's very retarded, officer, very dumb in school. What grade are you in, Chicky? I don't know, I forgot already. You got very dumb. He got no right to call me names.
You guys are very funny.
We're just trying to help out, that's all.
Very good with the funny routines, right, Rich?
They're a riot.
We do a couple of routines ourselves. I'll tell you what. You do one of yours, we'll do one of ours, and we'll all have lots of fun.
It's a rehabilitation center, not a shooting gallery.
You mean there are 80 junkies in this place, not one of them shooting up?
Put it this way. If there were 80 people living in a place on my post, and they were on junk, that I would know. Want some more coffee?
No, I don't want to keep you too long.
It's all right, I'm on my meal period. Hey, Murray, one more coffee. Look, I don't say they won't go back to shooting dope tomorrow. Who can tell what's going to happen tomorrow? But so far, they're no worse than anybody else around here.
Well, people around here seem to think they're a combination of Murder Incorporated and the Red Menace.
People say a lot of things. And the kids, whatever they pick up around home, they figure they can do it on the street. They've been painting dirty words on the stoop, breaking a window every once in a while, harassing them. And the parents don't seem to mind. Kids around here.
We didn't do nothing. I already told you. Now, why did you wrap up them dope beans instead of bugging us?
You don't know anything about the grocery store,
man,
John.
I already told you.
Where were you when the store was hit?
At the movies. Yeah.
What movie?
It was called...
Let him answer.
At the gym.
What was the name of the picture?
The Wild Weekend. It was terrific. It was all about what's wrong with today's youth. I was with him.
What time did the picture get out?
11:30, quarter to 12.
And that's your alibi?
That's right.
How do you know what time the store was hit?
What?
How do you know the burglary didn't take place later on?
I didn't say I did. All I said was...
You must know when it happened, otherwise you wouldn't have picked that alibi.
Look, we didn't do nothing. We was in the movies.
Yeah, that's right.
That movie let out at 11:47. Maloney says he didn't leave his store until 1 a.m. in the morning. So they're a possibility, Lieutenant.
They could have picked an all-night movie like one of those flea traps around Times Square. Instead, they covered themselves for the wrong time.
It's a stupid alibi, if it's an alibi.
Well, they could be telling the truth.
They're pretty tough kids, Lieutenant.
Maybe they were just showing off for you and Richie.
Maybe.
And then there are the addicts. They're a possibility, too.
That's putting it mildly.
People in the neighborhood seem to think they're the ones. Just moved into the block, and right away they got everybody all shook up.
You gonna talk to them?
Sure, I just came by to pick up Jeff.
We're on our way over there now.
Good. Well, don't let me stop you.
You can't worry too much about what people around here say. Come the wintertime, they're gonna blame the snow on us.
Well, how come they're so down on you
You
people?
got to be down on something. There ain't nothing lower than a dope fiend.
Well, Mr. Maloney says that some of your people have been coming into his store.
That's right.
We're collecting stuff from the neighborhood, you know, food, things like that.
I thought everybody around here hates this place.
No, just some of them. Most maybe at first. It takes a while to get used to us.
Why would they give you stuff?
Well, if the junkies take care of each other, then there's much less for the solid citizens to worry about. If they give us the stale bread, yes, it is milk. It's cheaper than building jails.
Well, where do you get your money from?
We support ourselves.
On what? Some of the Phase 3 people got jobs. The rest of them got welfare. Used to be a junkie would take his check and shoot it into his arm. Today, we pool that money and try to save our lives with it.
And that's what you run this place with?
Well, the city pays salaries for the people on the staff, and they pay for the programs that run in the prison systems. But this part of it, we've got to take care of ourselves. It's a new idea, and it's hard to get money for it.
The old idea is they take the money and build these big high-rent apartment houses, and then they let the junkies rob them.
You got a great sense of humor.
It ain't his idea.
Well, what kind of things do you do here?
Look, I got an appointment. If you're interested, you hang around, you talk to the people.
Well, thanks for the offer.
Why not? We got nothing to hide. It'd be a little hard to explain it to you.
Oh, why is that?
Because we're cops?
No, 'cause you're squares. Look, man, it's like our experience is different from your experience. You see, the way the rules are laid out, you guys, you're the winners. Dope fiend, he the loser. Shooting dope, that's the dues he pays for losing. And what we try to do here, we take the losers from your game, and we teach them a different sort of game where they're not the losers no more. And I can't explain it to you, because you're still playing your own game, and you ain't got no interest in our game anyway.
One of the rules we play by is you're not allowed to rob grocery stores.
Good rule.
Is that in your game, too?
Ain't nobody around here robbing no grocery stores, if that's what you mean.
Are you sure? Can you vouch for everybody in this house?
I don't know about vouch. My people got better sense than to do a thing like that.
Your people didn't have enough sense to keep from getting hooked.
Right. Well, when you've been to the Valley of the Shadow of Death and looked over the edge and come back alive, you are naturally a little bit hipper than the people who never made that trip.
You seem to have the wrong attitude about this thing. There's been a burglary, and we're trying to find out who did it.
Right. Look, I got things to do.
And if it happens to upset your busy schedule, then that's just too bad.
You say you're trying to reform these people so they can become useful citizens again.
That's what you said.
Well, if it works out, you just might be needing us yourselves someday.
Where were you when I did need you, baby? For 12 years and all I ever got was the 2 J's, junk and jail.
Interesting little car you got here.
Yeah.
Boy, this is great. And and right on the water.
Well, all this waterfront property's been sold.
Oh, the wife and I were planning
Oh,
to...
now, wait a minute. We have home sites on the other side.
How are we going to get there, swim?
Hang on.
Hey! What do you know?
Pretty smooth, huh?
Yeah, wish I could say the same for this cigarette.
What's the matter?
Tastes rough.
Here, try a cool.
Come up to the cool taste. Come up to cool. Come up to the cool taste. You never had it so cool.
Well, here we are, right in the middle of your living room.
Yeah, I like this. I like this cool, too. Nice and smooth.
Cool Filter Kings, Cool Filter Longs, both with rich tobacco's extra coolness. Cools, Filter Kings and Longs.
You never had it so cool.
It's like I hated the jobs, right? Everybody orders you around and you just gotta take it.
What'd you do, lose your temper?
No, it wasn't like that. I was afraid if I got moved up and I didn't have anything to hate, like I hated this place, well, I was afraid I couldn't stick.
Thought he'd go back to junk, you see.
Yeah, so when it came time to move up to phase 2, I just messed something up a little bit and they'd have to leave me where I was. I mean, it's hard learning to live without hate, man.
And who'd you hate before you found this place?
Before? Before I was shooting dope for 9 years. I hated myself, man.
Hey, why don't we get some bread? Go down to Chinatown. Chinatown? What you gonna do down there? Eat? Oh. Where we gonna get bread, dummy? How much you got? All right, what do you want from me? Hey! Some of them junkies. You know, they ought to kill those guys. My old man. He's worried maybe I'm gonna wind up a junkie, living on the same street. They louse things up, the cops keep bugging us. Hey, baby, here's $1. Give me a little schmeck. Didn't you hear the man asked you for something? You got garbage in your ears.
Look, we don't want no trouble with you guys.
Sure, you give us all the trouble. Who asked you to come around this neighborhood? Who asked you? Our parents live here.
Marvelous. Now get out of the way. The stuff is heavy.
Hey, the stuff is heavy, guys. Yeah, I can imagine. With all them holes in his arms, he can't carry much. His arms will rip off.
You want me to put this down?
What are you, tough?
You keep messing with me and I'll kick you around the block a couple of times and you'll find out.
Big tough guy picking on kids. You ought to be ashamed.
Come on, man.
What'd I tell you? His arms ripped from all them holes.
You do that?
No, it was the wind.
It's lucky for you.
They just fell, that's all.
Just pick them up.
Who are you to give me orders? You ain't my father.
God forbid.
My goodness. How clumsy of me.
Hey, get the
Hello, this is 27th Squad. There's a detective there named Corso. He's in with Latson. I want to talk to him.
Why go to all that trouble? You're so sure my people are guilty, you can always find some evidence, even when it isn't there.
Now, what's that supposed to mean?
Look, man, you people are trying to set us up. First the store gets hit, you ain't got clue one. Yet you come right on over here and start working on us. And that didn't do you no good, so you find another robbery. And right away you come right on back here with it. And you got the fingerprints and the whole bit, junkie crime wave.